the new revelations that the, whatever they're calling themselves, the Gaza Health Foundation or something, Gaza Humanitarian Foundation, that Israel has approved of, that the United States is allied with. They are the ones that have been bringing some little pieces of aid into Gaza and then shooting at people while they do it. Anyway, it's now come out that, and this is published at Sheer Post, that Mossad is one of the funders, one of the big funders of Gaza Humanitarian Foundation. And we've been covering that this is part of Israel's plan, is to make the people so incredibly hungry that they have no choice but to go to wherever Israel's offering aid, and then Israel can disappear some of them, they can arrest some of them, they can get facial recognition on all of them, etc. Israeli soldiers reportedly opened fire on stampeding crowds with just 8,000 boxes of rations, which is like nothing. That were handed out from an opaque organization calling itself the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation, GHF.
You can just call things humanitarian.
I know. There's no truth in marketing on that word humanitarian. Founded this February in Switzerland under a cloud of mystery, GHF serves as an umbrella for a network of private mercenary firms, which Israel is using to supplant the role of the UN in feeding Palestinians, which they've brought to the brink of starvation. The public has no idea who is funding the organization. A GHF spokesman told the Washington Post the foundation's already secured $100 million from an undisclosed donor. So where is this money coming from? Right-wing Israeli opposition figure and member of Knesset, Lieberman, proclaimed that GHF's mysterious financial angle was in fact the Israeli government. The money for humanitarian aid comes from Mossad and the Defense Ministry. And why is this right-wing Israeli lunatic outing this truth? Because they don't like that any aid is being given to Gaza. And so they're like furious that this, where in fact, this is a Mossad organization and they're revealing it. Another member of Knesset and de facto leader of Israel's loyal opposition has accused the Israeli government of funding two shell companies, pointing to GHF and the private mercenary firm Safe Reach Solutions, which was formed by CIA field operative Philip Riley. So you've got both Mossad and CIA connected to this thing. If true, this would mean...
Birds of a feather.
Yeah, I know. If true, this would mean Israel's military intelligence apparatus is effectively laundering massive sums of money through a weaponized aid scheme that forms the linchpin of its plan to ethnically cleanse Gaza. A leaked internal GHF document warned that the food distribution centers and residential compounds it was constructing in Gaza would be perceived as concentration camps with biometrics. The GHF model appears integral to Israel's stated plan to occupy 75% of Gaza, forcing starving and homeless people into what its military has branded, quote, humanitarian islands, designed to, quote, divide and rule. It is also a clear attempt at replacing UNRWA, the UN agency which is a massive UN agency that Israel has declared a terrorist organization and gone after them because they can't stand that they were helping people survive in Gaza. With no legal standing or formal mandate to operate in Gaza, GHF now operates at the pleasure of Israel's occupation army. But with an endorsement from the Trump administration and U.S. mercenary muscle maintaining its dystopian distribution centers, the scheme functions behind an American facade. Just a day before GHF's planned rollout in Gaza, the organization's CEO, Jake Wood, resigned in protest because apparently they didn't tell him that they're not actually a humanitarian organization.
I don't know how you can not know.
He resigned in protest, condemning the group's failure to uphold, quote, humanitarian principles of humanity, neutrality, impartiality. Next, GHF COO David Burke fled for the emergency exit. David Kohler, a Swiss board member, also resigned. Leadership of the murky outfit has now gone to John Acree, a former USAID administrator.
Oh, USAID.
GHF, which was technically founded in Switzerland, has had to flee Switzerland because on May 29th, Swiss officials announced that GHF was violating several laws for foundations registered in its country. I'd love to know what those were. The shadowy organization subsequently announced that it's moving to the U.S., where it is likely to receive less scrutiny from the Trump administration, which has endorsed it. So there you have it. Even though we kind of knew there was something up with this aid organization, humanitarian organization, we now have a lot more evidence that they are connected to both Mossad and the CIA.